One of the scariest things in relationships is not when someone loves you deeply. It is when someone becomes so attached to the idea of having you that they stop seeing you as a person. When love becomes obsession, the danger of forcing someone to love you. Let's talk about that today. I am very sure many of you can resonate to this. One of the scariest things in relationships is not when someone loves you deeply. It is when someone becomes so attached to the idea of having you that they stop seeing you as a person. They stop respecting your no. They stop honoring your boundaries. And suddenly, what they call love starts feeling like control. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Inner Bloom Journey podcast. I'm your host, Salma, a Jay Shetty certified mindset and relationship breakthrough coach. I hope you guys are doing well, wherever you guys are tuning in from. Thank you so much for being here today and for your continued love and support. I appreciate each one of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And today, if you find value in this conversation, please consider sharing it with someone you care about. Not because of views, not because of likes, not because of an algorithm, but because there are people silently struggling in relationships that feel confusing, controlling, or emotionally unsafe. Sometimes one conversation can help someone recognize a red flag. Sometimes one message can help a person feel less alone, and sometimes awareness arrives before healing does. So if today's message resonates with you, help me get it into the hands of someone who may need it. Grab your favorite drink, maybe a snack, fasten up your seatbelts, and let's unpack this together. If you're someone who has ever felt pressured, guilted, manipulated, watched, chased, threatened, or emotionally trapped by someone who claimed they loved you, this message is for you. Please hear me out. And if you're in your 30s to mid 40s, navigating love, heartbreak, divorce, dating, rebuilding, or trying to understand why some relationships feel so emotionally unsafe, today we're going to break this down into layman's terms. So hang tight. And before we proceed, I want to read a small disclaimer. This video is for awareness, reflection, and emotional education purposes only. I'm not here to diagnose anyone. I'm not a therapist. I'm not an attorney or a crisis professional. But if someone is threatening you, stalking you, harassing you, physically intimidating you, or making you feel unsafe, please take it seriously. Please do. Reach out to trusted people, local authorities, or a domestic violence support organization. Love should never make you fear for your safety. Real love does not force. Real love does not corner. Real love does not punish someone for not feeling the same way. But obsession says, if I cannot have you, no one can. Obsession says, I know you love me, you just don't realize it yet. Obsession says, I will keep pushing until you give in. And that is not romance, that is emotional possession. This kind of dynamic can start very subtly. In the beginning, it may even feel flattering. They message you constantly. They say they never have felt this way before. They want to know where you are. They want all of your attention. They move fast. They speak about destiny, soulmates, marriage, forever, before they even truly know you. And at first, someone may think, wow, they really care. But sometimes what looks like passion in the beginning becomes pressure later. Because healthy love makes room for your individuality. Obsession tries to erase it. Healthy love asks, how do you feel? Obsession says, you should feel what I feel. Healthy love respects distance. Obsession takes distance personally. Healthy love can handle rejection. Obsession turns rejection into rage, guilt, revenge, or desperation. And this is where it becomes dangerous. Because when someone is obsessed, they're often not in love with you, with the real you. They are in love with the version of you they created in their mind. They're attached to a fantasy where you complete them, a fantasy where your love fixes their emptiness, a fantasy where winning you becomes proof that they're worthy. So when you say no, they do not just hear rejection, they hear abandonment, they hear humiliation, they hear, I'm not enough. And instead of processing that pain in a healthy way, they may try to control the person they believe caused it. This is where love becomes entitlement. They may say, after everything I did for you, how can you not love me? I would do anything for you. You owe me a chance. You're going to regret this. Nobody will love you like I do. I cannot live without you. And let's pause right there, because many people confuse intensity with love. Intensity is not always intimacy. Attention is not always care. Jealousy is not always passion. Persistence is not always devotion. Sometimes persistence is a refusal to respect someone's free will. And that is a major red flag. For my audience, especially those who have been through heartbreak, divorce, betrayal, people pleasing, abandonment wounds, or emotionally unavailable relationships, this can hit deeply. Because when you have spent years craving love, attention can feel like safety. When you have been neglected, someone's obsession can feel like proof that they love you. When you have been abandoned, someone who refuses to leave can feel comforting. But not everyone who refuses to leave is safe. Sometimes they're not staying because they value you. Sometimes they're staying because they need access to you. They need control. They need a response. They need to win. And this is why you must learn the difference between love and attachment. Love says, I care about your happiness, even if I'm not the one you choose. Attachment says, your happiness only matters if it includes me. Love says, I respect your boundaries. Attachment says, your boundaries hurt me, so I will punish you for having them. Love says, you're free. Attachment says, you belong to me. Now let's go even deeper. Why do some people become obsessive? Sometimes it comes from insecurity. Sometimes it comes from abandonment mood. Sometimes it comes from rejection or rejection trauma. Sometimes it comes from control issues. Sometimes it comes from never learning emotional regulation. Sometimes it comes from believing love means ownership. But here's the truth. Pain may explain behavior, but it does not excuse harm. Someone can be wounded and still be responsible. Someone can be heartbroken and still not have the right to harass you. Someone can love you and still not be entitled to you. And this is where many people get trapped. They feel sorry for the person. They think, maybe I should just be nicer. Maybe I should explain one more time. Maybe if I give them closure, they will stop. Maybe if I answer the text, they will calm down. But with obsessive people, sometimes every response becomes fuel. Even your anger becomes attention. Even your explanation becomes an opening. Even your kindness becomes hope for them. So what do we do? First, trust your discomfort. If if someone's love makes you feel anxious, watched, pressured, guilty, trapped, or afraid, do not ignore that feeling. Please don't. Your body often recognizes danger before your mind is ready to accept it. Second, stop over explaining your no. A no does not need a courtroom defense. You do not have to write a paragraph explaining why you do not want a relationship. You do not have to convince someone to accept your boundary. A clear boundary can sound like, I am not interested in continuing this relationship. Please do not contact me again. I need you to respect my decision. And after that, you do not keep debating. No more. Third, document everything. Save messages, take screenshots, write down dates. Keep records of calls, threats, unexpected visits, or repeated contact. This is not being dramatic. This is being wise. Fourth, tell someone you trust. Isolation makes situation more dangerous. Tell a friend, family member, coworker, neighbor, or someone close to you what is happening. Anybody you trust or confide in, tell them. Do not carry this alone. Fifth, increase your safety. Change passwords, review privacy settings. Do not share your location publicly. Be careful posting where you are in real time. Let people know if someone is making you uncomfortable. If the person escalates, threatens you, showed up unexpectedly, or refuses to stop contacting you, seek professional or legal support, please. Sixth, do not romanticize chaos. Just because someone cries does not mean they are safe. Just because someone says they cannot live without you does not mean you owe them access. Just because someone says they love you does not mean their behavior is loving. Love is not measured by how intensely someone wants you. Love is measured by how respectfully they treat you. Now, if you're watching this and realizing you may have been the one obsessing, this is also a moment of truth. Wanting someone is human. Missing someone is human. Feeling rejected is painful. But trying to force someone to love you is not love. It's a wound asking another person to become medicine. And no human being should be forced to become your cure. The healing work is not making them choose you. The healing work is learning why their rejection felt like the end of you. Because a regulated heart can grieve without destroying. A mature heart can love without possessing. A healthy heart can hear no without turning it into a war. So what is the real solution? We must return love back to freedom. Love without freedom becomes control. Love without respect becomes possession. Love without boundaries becomes danger. If someone does not choose you freely, forcing them will never create real love. It will create fear, resentment, and emotional damage. And if you are the one being forced, please hear me. You're not responsible for managing someone else's obsession. You're not responsible for softening your boundaries so they do not fall apart. You're not responsible for giving access to someone who keeps violating your peace. Your safety matters. Your no matters. Your freedom matters. The deepest love will never require you to abandon your peace in order to prove your compassion. And the right person will never need to be forced into loving you. Because real love does not chase you into a corner. Real love gives you room to breathe. So let me leave you with this. If love has to be forced, begged for, threatened, manipulated, or controlled, it is not love. It is fear wearing the language of devotion. And you deserve a love that chooses you freely, respects you deeply, and never makes you afraid to say no. So I'm going to ask you guys a reflection question today. Have you ever mistaken intensity for love when your body was actually trying to warn you? Ask yourself. And if this message spoke to you, subscribe to the Inner Bloom Journey. Share this with someone who needs it. And remember, you're allowed to choose peace without feeling guilty for disappointing someone who refused to respect your boundaries. I thank you all for watching. Take great care of yourselves and your loved ones. Stay safe and always remember you're whole, resourceful, and complete just the way you are. And please don't let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? Let go, grow, transform, and evolve so we can all become a better version of ourselves. Please take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys next week with another topic that is necessary. Again, once more, I wanted to thank you all for being here on this platform. Thanks for your continued support. Please comment below if this resonates, and let's work this journey together. There's so many people suffering in the world. They can't find their voices. I'm happy that I'm here on this platform sharing things that might be helpful to somebody who actually needs it. So let's walk this journey together. Subscribe, comment, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if this story resonated, and let's walk this journey together. Thank you again for watching. See you guys next week. Love you all. Thanks again so much.